So as usual, let's first start off with the deck. This deck is made up of T800 carbon fiber, and in my opinion, it's stellar, it's striking, it's special, it's high quality, and it's what really makes this board stand out. This deck is so thin, it's not even 1.5 inches thick. Nowadays, other boards enclosures are actually thicker than this deck. It's a double drop deck, just like a lot of traditional longboards. The deck's length is a little over 34.5 inches, and the width is a little over 10 inches. The deck's deep drops bring the ride height to about 3.35 inches with the stock wheels. It's about the same as the legendary Lanyard Evo with the 73mm hog wheels. Now, in my opinion, this deck couldn't get more perfect. It's got just the right amount of concave, just the right amount of drop down. It's super thin, it's super sleek, it looks amazing, and allows me to have absolute full control. This absolutely is not your dime a dozen boosted style, zealot style copycat street board. This is very, very different, and you can feel it right away as soon as you step on it. Now, the wheelbase is definitely a lot shorter than what you're probably used to. Here's some comparisons with other popular boards: the Evolve GTR, the Backfire Zealot, and the Vmax Séjour. So definitely expect it to be on the smaller side. Now, here's my stance up against each drop down from the rear and the front. But when I'm low speed carving, I actually have my stance quite narrow like this. A more narrow stance like this is actually more common in the traditional longboarding community, but you can still widen your stance like this and still be comfortable. For this board, it just makes sense. I remember when I had the Hoyt Tabor and it was so thick and chunky and it felt so abnormal, but with this, a more narrow stance makes sense for this particular board. Leading your feet against the drop downs, behave and act like a natural foot stop. As for the wheels, these are 80mm in diameter, 76A durometer, 56mm contact patch, and they have a Kugoo core. Now, not only does it look awesome with the pink center core matching the remote's lanyard, but these wheels truly blew me away. The first 4 days, I couldn't actually break the traction with these wheels. It was very hard for me to throw out the back end and actually break traction. These wheels are insanely grippy. I don't know who made this wheel. I don't know if it's PARSEC themselves that actually made it, but bravo. These wheels are awesome. They are so good, I don't even want to change out the wheels. And all of you know how much I love changing wheels. I just wish they made a bigger 90, maybe 95mm wheel for everybody else to try. Because I know not a lot of people agree with me about enjoying smaller wheels better than bigger wheels. So I get that. But these wheels are that good that I wish they made bigger ones for everyone else to try. They are insanely grippy, very predictable. This is the sidewalk that I try to break traction with daily quick little carves. And if I feel it breaking traction and I can't control it, I know it's a bad wheel. This actually kept the grip the entire time. So please, give the stock wheels a chance before you switch them out. Okay, so now I want to go over a few things with the deck and the wheels together. Okay guys, now I'm going to go over the benefits and the downfalls of having such a slim, sleek deck with tiny 80mm wheels. The first thing everybody thinks is, I got bad roads, the board's not going to be able to handle it, it's going to be super uncomfortable. It's not for me. I get it, trust me. We all have bad roads. Hopefully the camera picks this up, but this road is freaking awful. It really doesn't get any worse than this. It truly doesn't. But I'm gonna show you how to ride through this, and it's only temporary. At the end, you're gonna have a massive reward because you're gonna be in control. So before I run over all this crappy road, my weight is gonna go a little bit more towards my back butt and my back leg. All right, and I'm gonna do little pumps and little quick jagged carves. That will keep the momentum shifting, that'll keep your legs as shock absorbers, and you want a little bit more weight in the back. Hopefully the camera picks up all this crappy road while I'm gonna ride through it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Pumping my legs, a little more weight in the back, little carves, keep the momentum moving, little carves, I'm running through it, not a problem. It's not pleasant, but it's doable. And guess what? It's all gone. Now I'm in control, baby. Back to riding. Do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Little pumps, little carves. Okay, little jagged carves, keep them moving. Trust yourself, have confidence, and the board can take it. Now it's back to being decent roads. Back to being in control.
You got the control. Having such a slim, sleek deck will keep you in control, keep you agile, and an elite rider. There's far more rewards than riding a board like this than having a heavy, big tires, thick battery, high amped board. Unless you're a true racer, in my opinion, the rewards getting such a big board doesn't compare to the reward of riding something like this. Okay, Tynee Explorer Pro, belt drive version, PARSEC AERO Pro X. As you can see, the Tynee Explorer is very thick compared to the PARSEC. Now, I actually really wanted to use the Nomad N3 as an example of what I'm about to go over, but unfortunately, I don't have that board anymore. So, that being said, when you're riding over bad roads with something like the Tynee Explorer, it's super thick, it's heavy, and it has big tires, right? So it's comfortable, but you don't really feel what's going on underneath your feet. So when you're riding over bad roads, that's actually not a bad thing, right? But once you're out of those roads, there's so much thickness underneath your feet, along with these big tires, you don't feel much of the road, which gives you less control. When you're on something like a PARSEC, yes, the roads temporarily suck. I showed you how to ride through those roads, but again, the reward after you're all done is far more worth it than going for a bigger board, in my personal opinion. It's all about the control. Okay, so this analogy slash example might sound ridiculous and silly, but it's the best I can come up with. This is a 20-pound weight. Pretty dang easy to pick up, move around, right? Not a big deal. So now imagine this weight being 70 pounds. And this part right here is full of a thicker rubber soft piece. It's going to be easier on the hands, right, to pick up. But guess what? I'm going to have less leverage to pick it up. And again, it's a 70-pound weight now. So imagine it being so much more thicker. That's a rubber handle that's way thicker. And now I can't grasp it, and it's heavier. Might be more comfortable on your hand, sure. But you're not going to have as much leverage to lift it up and just to toss it around. Sounds silly, but I hope you get what I mean. You know what's funny too? Is that the last week I've been testing this, I've been using Van shoes and Nike SBs. Now, if you ever ridden Converse All-Stars, you know that the soles are really thin. They're thinner than Vans. Not dramatically, but they're pretty thin. Point being is that I can feel underneath my feet even more riding on a shoe that has a thinner sole. And I like it. I feel more in control of every little pump and heel turn and toe side and heel side, and it's so rewarding, I can't explain it. When it comes to a bigger board, riding fast for a long time, it's just not rewarding to me. I don't really know what to say. Don't be afraid to change it up.
As for the trucks, the AERO Pro X is utilizing their Aerolith 184mm 45-degree reverse kingpin trucks. And man, this is a true breath of fresh air. The reason why I say that is because it looks so high quality and so unique, but every time I see trucks that are unique and crazy looking, they always ride like crap. Whether they're super wide to try to increase stability, and yet it ruins the actual agility, so they go soft bushings and then everything is compromised, or these companies make some kind of adapting system that try to help while you're riding, which winds up making everything even worse. This definitely is not the case here. Best reverse kingpin trucks I've ever felt on any street board. Now, not only is the riding and the polish amazing, but the top rear mount truck has its charging port. It's very easy, very convenient, and it clicks right into place, and you could just feel it's very secure. By the way, the standard charger is a 2.8 amp charger, and it took about 3 hours to charge a board from 0 to full. I also like the rubber cover for the charging port. You can feel it's not cheap, and it doesn't flap around and stay open like other cheaper boards. As for the front truck, the top base plate has a power button for the board, making it very convenient to actually turn on and off your board. I don't know, sometimes it gets a little bit annoying trying to find the power button underneath the board, but I really gotta do my best to try to explain how happy this board makes me. The feeling of this board when it's underneath my feet gives me so much damn joy, more than any other board I've ever had. And I'm not even exaggerating whatsoever. The agility that comes out of the box is amazing. It's small, it's lightweight, it's sleek, it's a proper longboard, and I love it. And yet still somehow it's extremely stable. And the funny thing is, the first 4 days I never touched the trucks. The 5th day I actually tightened up the trucks and the board got even better. It had that proper resistance that I prefer in boards, and it felt even better. So when it comes to ride feel, shredding, having fun, riding fast in between cars, being agile, commuting, doing my daily rides, sliding, anything that has to do with the trucks, the deck, and the wheels together that have to do with the ride feel, I give it a 10 out of 10, 1000%. As for the ESC and the remote, the AERO Pro X is utilizing a 14S FOC ESC system. Efficient, simple, customizable, yet powerful. No other board in this weight class is more powerful, and I really like the simple, user-friendly QR code planted by the ESC, which makes it easy for a customer to get their questions answered. The remote is pretty basic, simple, yet reliable. I've never had one cut out with any FOC remote. The data screen has all the information you need, your speed modes, your trip distance, your total distance in the board, your arrow indications, your battery meter for your board, and your battery meter for your remote, your adjustable braking level, and of course, auto on and auto off. Now I know this may sound silly, but I really like how the lanyard is hot pink and matches the wheels. It gives that little pizzazz and really gives it some cool style. As for the motors, the AERO Pro X is utilizing Hobbywings 5250 130 kV motors. But what really stands out with the motors is the pigtail handle along with the Epic Drivetrain. This Epic Drivetrain has a lot of cool features. It basically allows you to set it and forget it, so you don't have to constantly adjust your belts. You can keep them loose to have the maximum efficiency with your battery, and you don't have to actually remove a bunch of different bolts and the wheels themselves in order just to simply change a belt. Dkwan did a much further in-depth video about this. I'll put the link in the description. Now, according to the website, this board weighs a total of 18.3 pounds. I read 17.2 pounds on my scale, and here I am lifting it with one finger. So not only do I genuinely love this board, but if you're a commuter and you use your board for your everyday routines, running errands, going to work, just doing everyday things, you're gonna love this board. It is so easy to take to the store. Rolling it around with the handle, using that bash guard as a kicktail, picking it up with one hand. Even though I have other things in my hand, it is 10 times easier carrying this around, even with equipment in my other hands, than a mini kicktail board around the same weight or even heavier. A lot of these mini kicktail boards nowadays, their enclosure is twice as thick as this entire board. Honestly, it's like holding a tablet underneath your arm. It's so freaking easy. So if you prefer long boards like me over kicktail boards, but you like the portability of a kicktail, this is 1000% the best option. So I'm splitting this review in 2 videos. This concludes the end of this video. Don't worry, I still gotta go over the battery, the range, all the performance tests, my constructive criticism, and of course my final thoughts. So stay tuned, that's coming real soon. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.